Hey, Carl.
Hey, Vinnie.
We are so late and gay.
Yes, we are 47 hours late.
Yes, we are. But
Not good.
we made it.
Hey, better late than never. Except for in this case, because now we're here.
Because now it's the creep off, and now
Yeah.
you're actually getting one.
Uh-oh.
So I guess here we go. Hola, creepos. Welcome to today's episode of the Creep Off. It's a Wednesday, which makes it Super Chat Wednesday, in case you were wondering. Here on the Creep Off, I'm your host. My name is Vinny. It's a show about creeps, by creeps, for creeps, and that's hot Carl.
I've never celebrated a Super Chat Wednesday before. How do you celebrate such a thing?
Well,
Vinny?
It's just like Super Chat Monday, except later.
Oh, okay, good. I think I know how to do that then.
I think it's going to be a win for both of us.
The way I'll do that is butchering your Super Chats by not being able to read. That's how I celebrate. That's a long tradition in the hamburger family.
Look at you, same glasses.
Yeah, go figure.
Weeks of boy. I thought you had a mom wife. Doesn't she tell you to go to the goddamn optometrist?
You would think so, but apparently not.
You're a fucking idiot. All right, folks, today's show is going to be brought to you by the Creep Off. I don't fucking know.
Where are you going with that?
I don't know what's happening with me today. I'm trying to do 48 hours a week's worth of work.
I hear you, man. I'm very busy too. We're leaving for Detroit tomorrow. Looking forward to the live show in Ferndale. And I know you guys got a lot packed into the week. So I'm glad we can put this together for everyone.
Well, I was in Alabama for my brother-in-law's wedding this past weekend. So that's why we were late. We weren't able to do a show on Monday.
Were you the best dressed person there?
Yes. And people rented suits.
Am I allowed to say this?
And people rented suits.
Minnie sent me a photo of the bride's father of the bride, wearing his best blue t-shirt and denim pants. I was like, wow. That's incredible.
I wanted to jump off of a bridge. I will tell you all the details off air. Sorry, folks, none of you could hear this, but boy, do I have a promo to cut.
Oh boy.
I'll tell you what was fun though. When I went through the airport, I got to make the TSA guy really uncomfortable for once.
Oh yeah, you felt him up instead of the other way around?
No. It was great because
let me check you for objects.
I was wearing like track pants kind of, and I go through the thing where you have to put your hands up and shake your dick a little bit for him.
Sure.
So I go through that and I walk out, and the lady looks at me and goes, "You need to step over there, sir." So I go, "Okay," and I go step on this mat, and this Alabama dude comes up. He's like, sir, hey, listen, I need you to look at that screen over there. And it's like the screen of me.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows a red square just over my dick.
Yep.
And he goes, I'm going to need to pat you down where the red square is.
Yeah, on my dick. Yeah, I got it.
And I was like, uh-huh. And he goes, do you want to go in private? And I go, do you want to go in private?
It's like he's hitting on you.
Yeah,
like, I'll go where the day takes me, sir.
He's like, no, sir, I just want to do it. I said, oh, well, then, let's do it, man. Come on, let's go. And I just put my head up and I gave a little hip shake.
Oh, nice.
And he did not appreciate it. This guy was turning red.
Where did you finish on this man?
Face.
Nice. That's what the TSA deserves right there.
What do you know?
I like it. I've gotten that too, where they have to touch your junk when you're going through TSA. It's like, I just want to be like, can I just adjust and go through again? I mean, I doubt it's going to happen.
It's twice. All that it is my giant hog set off the sensor. That's all it could possibly be.
They're like, sir, there's something that's going all the way down to your knee. I'm like, I know. Go ahead and pat it down if you want.
And I tied it up.
It's going to cost you $20, but go ahead and pat it if you want to.
Just put the money in my back pocket.
But enough about our dicks. What is going on the Creep Off this week? We've been off for over a week, so I have to remind people that the Creep Off is a contest. It is the only true crime show that's also a contest. My buddy Vinny and I come out and we compete to find the craziest creeps in different categories. And then you, the fine listeners and viewers, go to thecreepoff.com and vote for who brought the biggest creep in that category. We play 2-5. Once somebody gets a 5, the other person has to spin the dreaded wheel of consequences. And we have our results girl, Danny, waiting in the wings.
Danny, reading results so dandy. Please won't you post that fanny all over the Patreon. Danny, that body's so uncanny. Voice smooth like lemon shandy. Oh yeah, she's my creep girl.
Hey, Danny,
Oh,
you were telling me before we went live today that you weren't feeling very good, that you were feeling a little nauseous. I assume that's because of baby Lady K. Did my story cheer you up, make you feel any better?
It did actually. I was enjoying that.
Oh, good.
You don't have to yes and this asshole, Danny. You can just tell him to fuck off.
Oh no, I would have done the same thing as that TSA guy.
You would have touched his junk? Is that what you're saying? Wow, good for you, baby.
Yes.
You got it, buddy.
Shake it up, baby, now. Danny, last week we did biggest creeps from Alabama.
Yes,
And
so-
you alone know the answers to who won.
Yeah, because there's a lot of cheating, apparently, again.
again?
What did Karl do?
I wasn't cheating.
Okay.
It was really close though. Right now we're tied 2-2, and 53% of the vote. Karl Hamburger won this time.
Yeah! That's what I'm talking about, Danny. I told you, best results girl ever. I don't know why you deny that, Vinny.
You know, I'm going to go ahead and say this. My creep murdered 4 children by throwing them off a bridge.
It was funny.
Yeah, it's still not as bad as butt fucking a child to death. So
Yes.
we learned.
Yours was still funny, Vinny. I give you credit for that. The problem is we're trying to bring in creeps, not hilarious pranksters.
Make
We
a
should
point.
do the hilarious prankster off. That'd be a fun show.
I would watch it. I should have thought of that before we committed to all this heinous debauchery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
should have.
Should have just been a show about pranks.
Well, thank you, Danny. Appreciate those results. And coming from you, it makes it even sweeter.
Oh,
You
good.
look great. You're beautiful as always. I hope you have a great, I think you said 18 days till little Lady K shows up.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So
Crunch
close.
time.
All right. Follow Danny at Danny Desolation.
If there's any reason why, I know you have an appointment for this, but if there's any reason why you do give birth early and it happens to be during the live show, can we live stream it to the audience at the Magic Bag Friday night?
Oh man. If I have a Friday night or
Yes. All right. You heard it here first, folks. Got your tickets.
I guess only the sold out crowd gets that show.
All right.
Man.
Thanks, Danny.
All right. Hey, how would you handle that with YouTube's terms of service?
No, we're not streaming live on YouTube for this show.
No.
You should see what Eric Zane is sending me for his clip package. I'm like, Eric, this is going to get kicked off the internet. This guy is going
What the
nuts.
fuck is Zane up to?
I'll tell you off the air, man. I want to keep it a surprise for people, but I was just like, holy shit, man.
He mailed you his collection of CP.
No, that was Shuley who did that. Oh, is this on? Are we still on?
Dude, Ixnay on
Are we
the
still on?
Ulishe Ild Porn A. I don't know if that works, but today, Karl, you picked the category. Why did you pick this one, by the way?
All right, I'll be honest with you. I went to the gym. The reason why I don't go to the gym anymore is a man touched me where I didn't enjoy it. No, it actually,
At the
yes,
airport.
I was sitting next to my my wife. We were watching football, and I said, "Hey, what category should we do?" And she said, "You ever do fitness instructor?" I said, "I don't know." So I said that to you, and you go, "Yeah, we've done that before, but we'll do it again." So that's where we're at.
I looked it up and we did personal trainers. I changed this to fitness trainers, so they have to be like working at a gym kind of a deal.
Okay,
I believe is the qualifier on this.
great.
So, Karl, since you won, I guess that means you get to go first and ring the bell, and let's make some nominations for creepiest fitness instructor or trainer.
Well, I want to introduce you to David Anthony. I'm going to take you to West Palm Beach. Back in March of 2020, do you remember what was going on in March of 2020?
We started the show.
That's true. I think that is correct.
That's completely accurate. Yes.
There were other things going on around the world aside from just the creep off starting off. And Gretchen Anthony was a 51-year-old single mother with a 12-year-old daughter. She just got out of a 5-year marriage with David Anthony, a personal trainer that Gretchen met at her gym. So he was an instructor at the gym. And David was one of these guys who was a fat kid with low self-esteem growing up.
Okay.
And a lot of times those people either go into comedy or they become workout gurus.
I'm working on the second half.
Yeah.
Comedy did not work out.
Comedy didn't pan out for this fat kid with low self-esteem. So now he's trying something else.
Yeah.
That's good. So these two, David, Anthony, and Gretchen, they married in Vegas in 2015 after a short engagement. And not soon after, his mental health started deteriorating. He believed the world was ending. You know, these people who are always telling you that the dollar is not going to be the world's currency anymore, and aliens are coming and the internet's going to collapse, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, most of those are presidential election ads.
Correct. Yes. So we're going to find out in a couple of weeks if the world is ending or not. That is true. So he would act erratically. Like at one point, he took all of his belongings and packed them up into his truck and just drove away and didn't say anything. And then a few days later, came back with everything.
The dollar is collapsing. Take to the hills.
Yeah, right. He wanted to go to Costa Rica when he found out about COVID-19. He was like, we got to go to Costa Rica. It's end of times. We got to get out of here. In January 2020, Kobe Bryant died in that helicopter crash.
Mm-hmm.
And his dog is named Kobe after Kobe Bryant, a big basketball fan. He started having these outbursts at the gym in January 2020, just freaking out. And everyone's just like, dude, you got to calm down. You know, it's not great. So Gretchen, the wife, starts to get fearful of this behavior, starts setting up cameras all over the house. And she got to the point, they were sleeping in separate beds because they were separated before they got a divorce, where she had a knife underneath her pillow and she would watch the cameras to make sure he went to bed before she went to bed. That's how scared she was. February 2020 finalizes the divorce. All right. So he's out of the house now. She's living by herself. She's co-parenting with her other ex, the father of the 12-year-old daughter. Remember Sunday, the 22nd of March. I'll never forget this because that was the weekend where everyone said, no more going into work. We're all going to work from home. It was this crazy thing. We're going to experiment for 2 weeks, flatten the curve. And so everyone worked from home.
It worked very well.
Oh, it was amazing. It saved so many lives. She texts her boss on that Sunday saying she's not feeling well. Monday, she doesn't show up to work. The boss texts, no response. Tuesday, not at work. Still no response. Wednesday, the boss finally gets a text. And in the text, she says, I have COVID-19. And she sent this text to the father of the daughter as well and said, I have COVID-19. They're going to put me in a medically induced coma while they try to find a cure because I have this special blood that's going to find the cure for COVID.
Whoa.
So I have to go into this medical facility. I'm going to be out for a while kind of thing.
Okay.
And the boss is like, okay, another person doesn't want to work. But the father said, that sounds like bullshit. I'm not buying that. So he calls the police. The police look into it. They see that she has not been admitted into any hospitals or any health facilities, but they do find her car at the Jupiter Medical Center parking lot, but she's not there. It's like, why is her car there? But she's not in there. So they start interviewing the neighbors. A neighbor says he heard a woman screaming and yelling, no, it hurts, stop it, on Saturday. The day before these texts went out to the boss and the father.
You just got to tell her she's got to breathe a little.
They checked the house.
Breathing.
The police checked the house. And lo and behold, it smells a lot like bleach. There's broken glass. All the cameras are gone. It's been cleaned out. A neighbor, when they were hearing this commotion, took a photo of the car that was in the driveway. Belongs to David Anthony, the ex who was going crazy about COVID and Kobe Bryant, among other things. And this guy was getting into trouble even before this incident happened.
Okay.
Listen to this. He was seeing this girl and they go out to one of those wine and painting places.
Oh, those are the
painting with a twist or whatever it's called. And
wine with the twist.
Yeah. So they go out to one of those things and he starts feeling her up in front of everyone. So she's just like, oh, this guy's a creep. So she rejects him, drives him to his car, drops him off, goes back home to her apartment. He's moved in. There's food in the fridge. His clothes are in the dresser. His dog Kobe's in the backyard. She's like, what in the fuck is this?
Okay. What a fucking night out.
So that's not great. Nope. And then not long after that, he's seen approaching some teenage girls on the street and acting very creepy towards these girls.
Not illegal.
Well, what happens with this police interaction actually is, if you want to play my clip number 1 that I sent you. I should have warned you. I have some videos for my package today. My clip number 1. This is what happened when the police confronted him about approaching these teenage girls.
Uh-oh. Oh, man. He brought videos, everybody.
You okay?
Not really.
Pick it up.
No, get
No.
down.
I'm standing up.
Get.
My leg.
Turn around.
Get out. Now. Get out.
Get him. I got him at gunpoint.
Get out of the car.
All right. All right.
What's he got? What's he got in his hand?
Drop it. Drop it. Whatever it is, drop it.
All right.
Drop it.
All right.
Stop resisting me. Sir, flat on your face. Out like an airplane.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. We're going to stand up. All right?
Sorry, you guys scared me. That's all. I was scared you guys were gonna get that I was gonna run. So then I turned on, but it was hot, so I turned it back on.
That hand, I got my
back in the truck.
Bring your other hand back.
Okay, sir. Yes, I'll do everything you say.
I'll
do whatever you say. I'll do whatever you say.
Oh man, that's my arm.
He's good.
I'm sorry.
I just grabbed him so hard because he was reaching for something.
Oh, there's little Kobe in the car.
Kobe looks ashamed.
Yeah, Kobe's just like, yeah, my owner. I don't know. Sometimes he embarrasses me. So you'll notice on that police tape, that's from March 15th of 2020. He goes to jail for resisting arrest, amongst other things. And he posts $3,000 bond. A couple days later, he gets out. And that's when the pandemic is declared a national emergency. And that's when all of a sudden Gretchen disappears and the police can't find her. So she's reported as a missing person. Now he's driving across the state at this time, and he decides to call the police himself and say that Gretchen's with him. And look, it's the craziest thing, officer. You can't believe this, but at work, she discovered that there's actually some money laundering going on, and the employers found out that she knows about it. So they put a hit out on her. So we got to get out of there. Like, we're really afraid for her life. And can you put her on the phone? Oh, no, she's really sick. She can't talk right now, but you got to take my word for it.
She's wearing a mask. Hello, this is Gretchen.
This is Gretchen.
Oh, this is her.
So they eventually catch up to him in his truck in New Mexico. And they pull him over and they talk to him. And all of a sudden he's saying, nah, she's in a CDC facility. She has COVID. I don't know what to tell you. That's the last I knew. That's what's going on. They don't have body. They don't have anything. They got to let him go. They got nothing to work on. He's telling the story. They're like, okay.
Right.
So finally, they do find some footage. He didn't get rid of all the cameras that she had at her house. This is my clip number 2, where they find some additional footage here.
Can we just look at sad Kobe for a while?
Oh, poor Kobe.
David, dressed in black, waiting to ambush Gretchen. She appeared and he forced her inside. Recordings were also gathered from her Alexa, where she was heard screaming for help. David was then seen putting her body, well, presumably because he destroyed the cameras before he did, into the truck and heading off.
I don't like how slow and weirdly that man moves.
Also, to worry, Christian, this is not America's Funniest Home Movies. That's not what we're watching right now. This is
episode.
This is a very serious thing that we're watching. This guy's putting the body of his ex-wife in the back of his truck. It's pretty brutal right now.
Oh, no.
All right, so they see this video and they go, okay, we got our guy. They bring him in for a little interrogation, and he is not going to budge.
Dude, that guy was slow dancing like Trump was on that stage, but he was just standing there.
It wasn't that creepy.
He's just kind of just swaying. That was so weird.
All right, so here's the interrogation. He's not going to change his story.
Okay.
We have obtained a warrant for your arrest for murder. Okay. She's alive. She was traveling with me up until El Paso. We were driving separate vehicles, so she bolted.
There was no record of her being at any hospital for COVID-19.
Okay.
Zero record.
Doesn't mean anything.
You have her phone. You sent the text messages. You planted her car at Jupiter Medical Center because you're on video doing it.
We have all that information.
She had me do it.
You put your hand over her mouth and dragged her into the garage.
It's on video, David.
Still alive. Gretchen's still alive. You have to ask her.
We can't ask her. She's dead.
She's dead.
Wait.
You don't have video of me killing her.
How do you know what we have?
Show it to me.
Her
Show
dead-
me the video.
Her dead body.
Show me the video.
Her dead body is right
Show
there.
me the video.
So what's great is he goes, you don't have video of me killing her. They're like, how do you know? The answer, dummy, is because I didn't kill her. Not, I don't know, show it to me if you got it.
Correct. The answer is you don't have that. And if they do, it's AI 4 years too early.
Right. Yes.
But it's like, it's one of those things where, buddy, the more you talk, you're just going to get caught up in your own fucking words. That's why you don't talk to the police. You get a lawyer. So,
Vinny, obviously they have enough here to keep him. He's under arrest. He's in jail.
Right.
But they don't have a body. And it's very difficult to convict someone when they don't have a body. And so finally, fast forward to December of 2020. So we're going 9 months into the future here. And they finally get him to agree to a plea deal in order for him to explain where the body is. This is my clip 4.
Okay. He gets a plea deal, does he?
Mm-hmm.
He reached a plea deal with the police and finally led them to Gretchen's body. She was located a couple of miles from her home on a grassy patch behind a Walmart. She was finally put to rest. What had happened was that David had stabbed her to death. David pled guilty to second-degree murder, and in January 2021, he was sentenced to 38 years in prison.
Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and say this. This is January 2021 we're talking about.
Yes.
The end of 2020, beginning of 2021. How is this not ruled a COVID death? COVID stabbed her. COVID stabbed her.
Well, she did send that text. She didn't, but someone sent a text on her phone saying she had COVID. So it probably was registered as a COVID death.
Okay, here's what happened.
I blame DeSantis.
All right, listen.
Obviously.
I'm not going to lie to you cops anymore. This just needs to be told. She was trying to get the COVID out of her body with a knife.
Yes, right.
She was trying to get out of COVID. Did it.
Trump went out of press. He had this press conference. He was like, "You just got to get that COVID out of your body, and you'll be fine." She's like, "Okay." Do I put the bleach in or do I get the blood out? He's like, "Either way it'll work."
I just wish she had waited till we got those $1,400 checks, though.
Right. She didn't know all the good stuff that was going to happen. So this guy in court, this is why he's a creep, Vinny. Not because he stabbed his ex-wife to death and then covered it up and hid the body behind a Walmart.
Doesn't help.
And was thinking that it was the end of the world and all that stuff. Listen to what he blames for the reason why this all went down.
My addiction to and use of medicinal grade marijuana combined with untreated mental health issues further fueled a chain reaction that led from one tragic event to the next.
He's blaming pot, Vinny. Vinny, you ever meet someone who smokes a lot of weed before?
No.
I have. I've met a lot of them. None of them have murdered anybody. That's not something that you do. You might have bad taste in music. You might watch movies that aren't very good.
Yeah.
You don't go around killing people.
Come up with crazy ideas for true crime game shows. I don't know what they do.
Yes, you do a lot of crazy things. I like that medicinal grade marijuana. Guys, this marijuana that I had, medicinal grade. Like, marijuana is strong. We get it. So that's why he's a creep. I want everyone to please vote for Karl and David Anthony as the creepiest fitness trainer.
Well, Karl, I don't think they're going to do that because they're going to meet my creep now.
All right.
This is Javon Bug, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to tell you something
Is that from the Alabama wedding you were at this past weekend?
No, this guy's way too dressed up. This guy, however, I will tell you this. He is a dumb doozy of a creep. Now, he was not always a personal trainer, Karl. He had a career change a little bit later in life. You see, this guy was always a bit of a musclehead, but he started out as a male nurse.
Okay, you win.
Yep. Let's start there.
Okay, so you want to do a Karl's Cop Cam segment now? Or?
No, I want to keep going because it's fitness trainer, so I got to follow this up. Now, he lost his job as a male nurse after he got into a little altercation with the police in which he punched a cop in the face, and he got fired. So he ended up moving out to California. He moved on with his life. He even met another nurse. We're going to call her SB because her name was never released.
Okay.
SB is a traveling nurse.
About just some bitch. That's what SB stands for. So he means some bitch.
That's what he calls her.
Yeah.
So she moved from Minnesota to California. She exercised at the gym that hired Bugs as her personal trainer. They began dating. Several months later, Bugs got a job at a different gym in Huntington Beach. SB and Bugs moved into an apartment nearby. Now, things were going pretty well. She's working as a full-time nurse. He's working at the gym. But, he's still spending a lot of money. Finances weren't great. Caused some turbulence. I mean, you're making money as a personal trainer. She's working as a full-time nurse. I'm going to tell you who has the bigger paycheck here.
I would say the nurse.
Yeah. But about 8 months later in the relationship, my boy Javon here just straight up ended up punching her in the face. Just like that cop.
Okay, so she was being a problem then? Sounds like she had it coming.
No, he was the problem. He was the problem.
But what did she do to deserve that, though, Vinny? Did you do your research on this?
You don't hit ladies ever. So she moves out. They had an on-again, off-again relationship for about 7 months past that until she decided to end it. Now, Javon had a difference of opinion because he thought it takes two people to break up. And he was like, no, I'm not breaking up with you. We're still together. And she's
It's
like,
a two-party consent state.
It is California.
I will sue you into oblivion if you don't fuck me again.
Two-party consent state. So I don't know what I'm gonna name this episode now.
All right.
So these two were broken up, but he would just constantly text and call. You know, that douchey, creepy behavior where they're like kind of get obsessed. She ends up having to get a restraining order against him in January of 2019. She continued on her life, started dating a guy whose initials we'll call him JY. Now, she ends up telling Bugs after he continues to contact her, even after the restraining order, she's dating someone else. Move on, Jaman. Sham on, Jaman.
Move on, Jaman.
Sham
another
on.
Show title.
About a month later, SB meets a guy at the gym named Darren Parch. Now, during their conversation, she tells him about a business idea she has.
We know his name. That can't be a good sign.
Not for him.
Yep.
Parch said he could help. They exchanged social media account information to continue that conversation, which they did not. They didn't really ever speak again. In fact, SB never saw him again. They didn't have a dating relationship. Just the dude she met at the gym. In March and April of 2019, Bugs, however, was spending all of his time doing extensive internet searches for SB's contact information, her new address, any information he could find. Like on a daily basis, he's Googling this shit. And he snuck his way into her social media. And then guess what he saw? Who the fuck is Darren Page?
Yep.
Now,
that's a problem.
Here's the thing, though.
I'm on his side on this one.
She's dating a completely different guy.
Right.
She's dating JY.
I'm mad at both these guys.
Yeah, he's not happy. So on March 17th of 2019, Parch and his roommate were sitting in the living room and his phone rings. Parch picks up his cell phone on speaker, and it's Bugs. He goes, hey, who is this? And Bugs angrily told Parch to stay away from my girlfriend, says her name, SB. And he goes, what are you talking about? Bugs said it would be bad for Parch if he doesn't stay away from his girlfriend. And then he hung up.
Okay.
Now, Parch looks through his phone. He realizes he was like friends with this woman from the gym. And he sends her a message and says, hey, listen, I just got a really weird call. Let's never talk again. Let's just never speak again. There's no relationship here. I'm unfriending you. Good luck to you in life. This was very weird. Well, SB was like, oh, I know who did this. And she sends him an email and says, leave my friends alone. Leave me alone. Anyone I associate with alone.
Don't engage. That's the first rule of stalkers. You never engage. That's what they want.
So that same day, Bugs drove over to her actual boyfriend, JY's office. Now, Bugs barges in, asks JY where SB lives, what her cell phone number was, and if he was having sex with her. And Bugs said he would not be happy if you're fucking SB. You hear me? And he said it was his best interest and the interests of all concerned if he backs off of my girl.
Okay.
Smart.
Mark your territory. Did he pee a little in the corner too?
He might have.
Okay.
JY then says, listen, pal, I'm about to call the cops, and whips out his cell phone and starts filming Jaman. And Jaman is like, and like runs away like a child. I really wish I could have seen this video, but the way they describe it is like he pulled out his cell phone and started filming him, and he immediately retreated. Well, now Bug is using his Google searches to find out where she lives, find out where Parch lives, and find out where JY lives. But it turns out there's another guy whose initials are JY.
I know where you live.
In Irvine, California. And that's going to be a shame for him. And I'll tell you why in a minute.
Okay. I was going to say, I mean, he's got to get Dustin. Dustin's the PI that gets the right info on these people.
Jaman needed
Dustin.
So he starts doing his recon. Surveillance cameras show a man walking into the condo complex where Parch previously lived. Location evidence placed Bug's cell phone records placed him near Parch's actual residence. So he was going around, driving around, trying to find this fucking guy's house. Around the same time, SB saw him driving behind her car, and she was unable to evade him. He was just following her around.
She sure it was him, or was it just another black guy?
Pretty sure it was him,
Okay.
she said. Same car, because he has a Corvette. He has a very distinct,
That's how she knew. Got
distinctive
it.
car. On April 19th, 2019, Parch, here's a picture of him, by the way. This is Mr. Parch, and this is Wendy Miller. They
Okay.
met at a nightclub one night, and Miller left with Parch. When they got to Parch's residence, Miller texted a friend to say she had arrived safely. Bugs' cell phone records placed him near Parch's residence 50 minutes later. Sometime early that morning, Bugs entered into Parch's residence and fatally shot Parch and Miller in the head while they were in bed together.
Why would he do that? He should have just joined them.
Well,
Could've been
Darren's
sexy
roommate
time.
ended up finding them later the next morning and called the police.
Okay.
In court, though, later, Javon will blame the lighting
Mm.
and this woman's blonde hair on why he shot them, because he was like, I thought it was SB. What do you want me to do? It was dark in there.
Is that why you obsess with the lighting in your studio, but you just don't want to like murder me one day?
I thought there was an ogre in my desk.
Yeah,
It was
right.
Karl. I feel
I don't know
awful.
what kind of beast this thing is. I've never seen anything like it before.
But his defense was, it was a mistaken identity. But if it was SB, I would have shot the right person and everything would have been fine. I guess I could have gone about my way.
That's always why I'm shooting people. I always think there's someone else.
Yeah. So later on the night after Bugs murdered Parch and Miller, a woman whose initials are NC was sitting on the couch in her second floor living room in an Irvine residence, the one that would belong to the other guy named JY, the chiropractor.
Mm-hmm.
NC is his wife. Well, she's sitting in the living room reading a book, and she looks up and she sees, like, siding through the glass doors, just a big black guy's head looking in through the door. And she gets up and runs towards the door to lock it.
Smart.
And when he does, he grabs it and they start struggling with the door. And she starts screaming for her husband and her son. And they come running. He pulls out a gun and takes a shot at this woman who was holding the door and misses. Jumps over a balcony and disappears. This is also like a condominium complex. So they catch him on video in the fucking Corvette running away from the scene.
These guys are fucking idiots.
You want to know how dumb he is?
How dumb is he?
A few hours later, after the cops showed up and everything settled down, this guy's doorbell footage caught him. He came back again and tried to open the front door.
It's a trap. What's he doing?
Then he left.
Okay.
The next night, his Corvette is in the parking lot there. Cops are patrolling the area, and a high-speed chase ensues, and Javon is off to the races against the cops in his Corvette.
California really is the high-speed chase capital of the world, isn't it?
Yep. They ended up catching him, and they found his cell phone, the gun in the car, and during an audio
Isn't that
taped
funny?
interview.
You can't get through traffic in LA. You're in stop and go, bumper to bumper traffic, unless you're running from the cops. Then all of a sudden you can go 120 miles per hour. I see why these guys do it. They got to get somewhere. It makes sense, actually.
He confessed they had so much evidence on this fucking guy,
Mhm.
and it was all because SB talked to another guy at the gym.
Yeah, well, that was fucked up by SB.
Yeah. So it was fucked up by this idiot because it wasn't even the actual boyfriend. He went to the wrong house to kill the actual boyfriend, murdered the wrong two people who had nothing to do with the situation. That is why Javon Bug is the creepiest fitness trainer. You can go to thecreepoff.com
He's the
and vote for Vinnie.
dumbest. He's the dumbest fitness trainer. I don't know about the creepiest, but
Karl, you're out of your mind.
all right, great presentation.
Well, I would
Vinnie.
just say that what makes him the creepiest, because I'm not done. I'm still going to argue this because you said it, is the fact that it was the obsession with the woman
Yep,
that
we
he was
got
only
that.
with for like 7 or 8 months.
We got that. Yep.
Yeah, it's the obsession. It's the bitch-like behavior.
I see what you're talking about there, Vinny.
Thanks, pal.
I don't think it's gonna beat blaming weed on murdering your wife. But
Male nurse, male nurse, male
what are
nurse,
you
male
gonna do?
nurse.
Go
He
to
was
the
a male nurse.
creepoff.com.
He was a male nurse.
Is the poll up now? Oh, I didn't give you my guy yet.
You
did I?
didn't because you're a piece of shit.
I'm sorry.
It's not up
We'll get
because
the poll up.
Karl is garbage.
We'll get the poll up if you're watching live. It's not up yet, but it will be up if you're listening to this.
Another
after.
reason to vote for Vinnie at thecreepoff.com.
Thecreepoff.com is where you want to go. I think we have a couple people celebrating Super Chat Wednesday with us, including our boy Husey. coming in with 5 pounds, baby pounds. You're into fitness? How about fitness Kai? Okay, what does he say here?
He called us a bundle of sticks at the end there. Fitness Syak up your you know what. I don't know what that means.
Fitness I cock up your you know what. Fit this cock up your you know what, you bundle of sticks. I think that's what he's saying.
How about
here.
fitness cock up your
I think
you
if
know
he said it in his accent, we would have gotten it.
what?
It would have been the one time I understood what he was saying.
I'm just thankful they took away an actual language from Ireland. These people fucking suck at talking.
Koof coming in. Thank you for not offing yourself, Koof. Great to see you, my friend.
Yeah, so feel free to join the festivities of Super Chat Wednesday. I know it's not our usual Super Chat Monday,
I would
but
love to see it. I really appreciate Koof. I see Koof on all the shows, you know, all our shows, all the other shows too. I would love to see Koof's calendar. I wonder if he's got it all marked out, like up Tukey's tonight at 8, and then I got to get up in the morning and watch that reality show at 7.
And then when he sees that they're live, he makes sure to Super Chat just to thank them.
I appreciate
for not
that.
offing themselves.
I appreciate that. All right. Are you ready for a Karl's Cop Cam?
As ready as I think I'll ever be, Karl.
I can't wait to see Karl's Cop Cam. Fight with the cops for no reason. Will you please show me Karl's Cop Cam? Lose all your rights, ruin your life.
Vinny, do you remember being a teenager and getting your very first hotel or motel room on your own?
Yeah.
With a girlfriend or something? I remember for prom, we all got motel rooms and it's a big party.
Where
night.
at Spencerport did you little Romeo's rent?
It was just some shitty motel in Spencerport. Yeah.
Perfect.
But, you know, it's fun when you're a teenager. It's fun to like, hey, it's like I have my own place. This is so neat. And you can just kind of do whatever you want. So I want to introduce you to a very entitled teen who's in a motel room causing a problem and getting the police called on her.
One thing I've learned is that entitled teens are the worst kind of teens.
It's true.
All right, let's meet her.
What's going on today?
She came out and started talking stuff to me, telling me.
Wait, which room were she?
She's over here.
Okay, so this is how you know it's a
went
bad
to go
hotel.
knock, you didn't talk to her, and then
Doors
she came
open to the
outside
parking
anything else?
lot.
We didn't
Yes.
knock. I was walking because I have to do some inspections, and we wanted to just walk. So when I was walking to that room, she came outside and started talking to me in that way.
Did she threaten you?
Yeah.
What'd she say? But what'd she say?
She was charging up to me.
Hello, ma'am. Officer Garcia, can you step outside for me? Can you step outside for me? All right. Can I step inside you? Can I come in?
You can come in and sign off on the thing.
All right, cool. You're gonna stop moving your stuff. We're
Hey,
investigating.
what the hell?
We're investigating. Okay, so
This
you're
is
not allowed to
my-
leave.
No, yes I am.
You're not gonna
They
leave.
kicked me out and I have a job.
All right, you're not
I'm
gonna
sorry,
leave.
but I have
You're
a
not
job.
gonna leave. I'm investigating assault on somebody.
Who?
And you're throwing items.
Who?
Were you throwing items? They're
No.
saying that they're
I have
saying.
not thrown anything. My dad is James, district attorney.
That's fine.
He can put
James
you
Earl
in
Jones.
handcuffs
That's fine.
just for doing this.
You hear that? Her dad's the district attorney, and he could put the cop in handcuffs just for doing this. Is that a policy they have? Listen, if you fuck up my daughter, I will put you in handcuffs. You know
Sandra
that, right?
Dorley wouldn't even do that.
Right, yes. That seems crazy. So here we have this 19-year-old brat who's like, I'm above the law. I get to do whatever the fuck I want. I get to throw shit at people and threaten people. And when the cops come, I tell them, do you know who my father is? All right, get out of my way. This does not actually go well for her.
I this is astounding. The thing all you have to do, and here's the thing, when you have that box of stuff and she's like, I need you to put that down, just put it down.
Yeah.
Like, because if you act like you really don't want him to see it, it's gonna escalate shit every time.
Also, Vinny, this is listen, we live in a very corrupt society. I'm not gonna lie to you. Turns out Sandra Dorley was not found guilty of anything. I wouldn't do a follow-up on that. But it's a very yeah, it's a very corrupt society that we live in. But here's what you got to do. While the shit's going down and you know that you're going to get it all taken care of by your dad or a relative or whatever, just be cool and let it happen later. You don't have to force it at the time that you're being arrested.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, so she does not handle it well. She'll learn. She'll figure it out.
Now, Carl, does she think she's being harassed here?
Oh, she thinks she's the one being harassed by the police officer.
Oh, can't wait to find out what happens.
Harassment! 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 Now you got a charge on you.
It's not how this works.
You just put your hands.
It's not how any of this works.
I didn't put my hands on you.
Yeah, you did. You did put your hands on me, officer. So now,
Can you
is getting
ask for
in charge?
the video? Can you ask for the video?
So this is harassment, and this is keeping somebody hostage.
So she's in a lot of trouble. This police officer just touched a very important person.
Can I tell you that just reminded me of that scene in that show, The Office, when Steve Carell comes out, the Michael character comes out, he was going to declare bankruptcy. So he just yells, I declare bankruptcy.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
It's not how this works. You can't just yell harassment. Now you have a charge on you. That's not how this works, sweetie. But wow. Okay. What happens next?
This escalates right here.
Perfect.
Because she's trying to leave. You're not going to leave.
Hostage.
Put your stuff back.
Hey, get off me!
Hey,
Get the away from me!
Hey,
This
relax.
is harassment.
Relax.
Harassment,
Hey,
bro.
hold on, I'm trying to
get
talk
the
to
away from me.
Can we talk?
No.
Can we talk as human beings?
Oh my God. Really? A
Yes.
human being?
Yes.
Y'all humans. Y'all are what destroyed this earth. Because of you guys, Earth is dead. So, moving on. Let me get the out like I was asked to by the hotel.
Don't get any close on me.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
I'm not assaulting her, bro. I'm not assaulting. What the are you doing?
She thought she was going to win that
I
argument.
didn't touch anybody. You guys are. Stop.
She gets really low. Like she's got some. She lowers her center of gravity, so she's hard to grab.
Getting charged.
You guys are getting charged. That's fine.
I'm pursuing charges on all of you guys.
That's fine.
I didn't touch nobody.
All right.
Wapio says, I knew this Lou Diamond Phillips looking pitch was going to bring up here.
Good call. I didn't have that on my bingo card. That's impressive. What is going on with the educational system in this country that this is what teenagers are yelling at cops? You're destroying the earth.
They're just not listening. I don't believe
No.
that there's a teacher in English class going, now listen, I want you all to know that if it's because of police that global warming is happening. I don't think anybody's teaching that.
It's
I think
police
it gets
and some other
convoluted
stuff too.
in
But police,
stupid brains.
Police are part of it for sure. You would think the daughter of a district attorney would have more respect for the law, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't think that at all. They all hate their dads.
That's true. But she thinks they're all going to get charged now.
Well,
You think that's
because-
going to happen? You think the cops are in trouble with this one, Vinny?
No, I think the district attorney's going to go, she did what? Oh, no. My
All right,
career's over.
I'll ground her. I'll take it from here, officer.
Oh, dude, this is all he needs is this shit in the paper.
Yeah, all right. Well, it's also on YouTube, so that's
Yeah.
not great. You know this is going to get around.
Oh, this when he has to run again?
Oh, right. Oh, the attack ads against him by his opponent.
His daughter says the police are destroying the earth. How could this man be
might
for
be
law
true,
and
but
justice?
still, she's kind of a bitch. All right, my next clip here. Apparently, she doesn't realize this, but she's the one going to jail, not the police.
Wait.
I know.
Wait a second.
You tricked me. I searched for what?
Going to jail.
I'm not going to jail. What the Why? What did I do to you?
You can't.
What did I do to you?
You assaulted a police officer.
I didn't assault a police
You
officer.
assaulted me. I thought you were going to hit me.
No, I didn't.
I thought that
That's
you were going
not true. Stop.
Uh-oh. I feel like a meltdown is coming out here, Vinny. What do you think? Seems like she's starting to melt down. She's like, I'm not going to jail. Oh no, you are. This is like reality
Now,
setting
I'm going to
in.
go ahead and say this, that I don't think she was going to assault the cop. I think she was just like being sassy.
Yeah,
and
I
thought
think
she
I
could
think
be-
the cop is definitely just like, yeah, I'm throwing the book at you.
But
'cause you're
also,
a bitch.
at this point, throwing the book at her is probably the quickest way to get this whole thing over with. Put her in
Correct.
cuffs, drag her out.
Right.
So I get
It's not
it.
like you're going to lecture her and she's going to go, you're right. I'll be better next time. You can tell there's no getting through to her. She needs to
Now,
spend some time in
you
the
can't
cell.
come up to the police and start doing this to them. I'll let your dad explain it to you later, but right now you could go sit in a holding cell.
All right. So you saw at the end of that clip, the tantrum has begun. Let's get into it.
Oh, no.
I didn't do anything!
Oh, don't kick me.
I didn't do anything!
She's literally being a child. This is a child who's
I
not
like-
getting the toy she wants. It's like you at Target.
Why? I'm usually smiling when I'm at Target.
That's true. You usually find the toy you want.
Yeah, that's why I go. Carl, I like whoever did the subtitles for this video because they added at the front toddler screaming.
Yes.
So, yes. And it really was a childlike scream there. And the other thing that strikes me weird about these videos, and this situation in particular, is this woman is throwing herself onto the ground and is writhing around.
Yes.
She's not kicking the cops. She's definitely
Not close.
resisting.
Yes.
But she's like pulling her legs away when they're trying to get her and stuff like that. Wouldn't you rather have just an ounce of fucking dignity?
That's the thing.
Just an ounce
This is
of
what's so crazy to
fucking
me about
dignity.
this is like, how do you think this is going to end? You think it's going to get better for you when you behave like this? It's only going to get worse, and it is embarrassing. That's the part. I'd rather be e-begging on my YouTube channel 2 times a day than behaving like this with the cops.
Gartner fan says, cry louder. I'm almost there.
All right.
Now, you see what I said about not having dignity, honey? This is what happens when you act like that. Weirdos crank it out on the internet.
He's gonna enjoy this this next clip because now she's getting thrown in the cop car.
Get the bucket ready, Gartner fan.
You stand up and act like an adult, or we're gonna put you in a lab, okay? Stand up. Sit in the car.
Stop trying to kick me.
I'm not even kicking you! You're lying!
Her dad, the DA, has to be like, yeah, you can keep her in jail for a couple days. Let her work this out because I don't want to deal with this at all. This is ridiculous.
I'm going to recuse myself. Someone prosecute her, please.
Seriously, how spoiled is this bitch? How do you get like this? That's crazy.
Wow.
I will tell you, I was talking earlier about my first time spending, adult time in a motel room. Didn't end like this. Did not end like this.
I assume there was crying.
There was crying, but not screaming. Not screaming for
Why
sure.
did I do that?
And she's not calming down. Vinny, she pulls a Crystalia right here.
She starts a cult?
This is not good right here.
Wow.
Oh, she's banging on the window.
Poof, where are you to help this woman?
No, she's not like Crystalia. I'm laughing.
No, I'm not going to jail. I'm not going to jail. You guys do this to me.
I was leaving! I was leaving! She stopped me from leaving! She stopped me from leaving!
Stop. Why are
That's called harassment!
They were pinned to the ground now.
Are we gonna stop? Are we gonna stop? Are you gonna stop and act? Are we gonna stop and act like
How do her friends deal with this? If she immediately goes to the I'm gonna K myself card when she's not getting her way, imagine dating this chick.
No.
I don't want to see that movie tonight. What? You don't want to see that movie tonight? I'm gonna kill myself. She throws herself in the bathroom and starts hitting her head on the sink. Like, okay, fine.
All right, I
Go
can't
see that movie.
I can't miss this in the chat. June Cleaver's pearl necklace. Welcome to the show. I've seen people split their head open, banging it on the windows in the back of a cop car. Are you a former police officer? That's
They actually bring helmets to people who do that sort of thing, and they're trying to look for what they're calling a rap.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's a burritos type thing, or they just wrap her up and she can't move as much.
That's the best idea ever.
I know. I haven't seen that actually.
Just wrap them up in a giant blanket and then you just cinch it like a sleeping bag. You throw on the back of a backpack.
But imagine thinking like she doesn't want to go to jail. I'm pretty sure. That's my assessment. Imagine thinking that yelling that you're going to kill yourself is going to get you less attention. All right, let her go, guys. She's having a bad day. Let's just let her go and she'll figure it out. That's the dumbest thing you can say. Now you're under suicide watch at the jail. They're not letting you go anywhere.
Yeah. Your dad's going to come down and be like, yeah, can I take my daughter? Well, we were going to let you have her, but.
Yeah. Hey, can I sleep on like some clean sheets? No, not anymore.
You could sleep on this lovely cold floor.
Yeah, we got a cold floor for you.
No, you don't get to keep your clothes. We can't trust you with those.
I just have one more clip on here because it's something that we keep seeing over and over again. I can't believe this keeps happening to these police officers.
Okay.
Let's calm down. Get some water. Let's calm down.
They have to pour
Sit down.
water in their mouth.
Sit down. Oh, Karl. She slipped her cuff.
Oh!
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Again, not doing herself any favors at all. She gets herself out of the handcuffs. Yeah, they're gonna put those back on. You realize that, right? What did you think was gonna happen? Oh, she got out. That means she gets to go. All right, good job. Thanks for playing.
You win it, made it to level 2.
Yes, congrats. A lot of people your age don't get this far in the contest, so congratulations on that.
Level 2 means we hog tie you.
She was
try to get out of that.
She was charged with assault on a peace officer, resisting arrest, and criminal trespass. And I'm sure she did tons of time for it and wasn't just let out because her dad's the DA. That's my cop cam this week. Very frustrating cop cam with a very entitled teenager.
I didn't care for her. Rock Orby 2002. Thanks for the $2. The prison lesbians are going to make her scream.
Oh, yes.
Karl, question for you. Tampa's Wannabe and Has-Beens tour. Thanks for the $2. Karl, cut or uncut?
Cut, but that's an interesting question there.
Oh.
Tampa's Wannabes and Has-Beens.
Yeah, he was wondering what you prefer, not what you are.
Oh, I see what you did there.
I get it.
I see what you
Waka.
did.
All right, Karl.
I think if you're doing the super chats, I hate the way you do super chats. There you go.
Ooh, Ward Rutherford. Thanks for the 5 pounds. We'll round up to 5 pounds.
Right.
Across the pond, king of the fitness creeps is Manchester, England's Purple Acai, a giant male groper of men in changing rooms for the last 3 decades.
Why has it been 3 decades? What are you guys doing over there in Manchester?
In England, that's just a game.
Yeah, I saw people in the comments saying that's a fun watch. I'll have to check that out.
Okay. Take a look into that. Karl, I think it's time for some voicemails, and they're brought to you by our friends in Syracuse.
The Creep Off voicemail segment is brought to you by the City of Syracuse. Orkin released its list of top 50 rat-infested cities, with Syracuse being named as 48. Good news, though, if we clean up just a little bit, we could convince more rats to stay. See you in Syracuse.
I see what you did there.
Good luck, Syracuse.
I like that.
Good luck, Syracuse. Here we go. We have so many voicemails this week. Podcast Prophet checked in. We haven't heard from him in a while.
Podcast Prophet here. The Holy Spirit is speaking through me now. I got a creep idea. What if you did Creepiest Chef? There's a lot of us. There's a lot of creepy chefs. I mean,
What of
you
us?
go down the line of, what's his name? The fucking fat Italian red hair guy. Mario Batali. He was, there's a lot of creepier guys. Like I could tell you a couple
Guy
of fucking stories
Fieri.
about people I've fucking worked with. One guy told me just yesterday, he thought Moana was sexy. Moana. The teenage cartoon girl.
That's a creep.
Email me that guy's info. I call.
Throw behind bars immediately.
I call that guy.
I like that he goes, there's a lot of us cooks who are creeps. Like, okay, anything you want to divulge, sir?
Yeah. A lot of people really thought your guy was a creep last week, Karl.
Yeah.
How in the fuck and in what
sick, disgusting world is dipping a 3-year-old in boiling water only a misdemeanor. That should be a fucking felony. Boiling a 3-year-old should be a fucking felony. Thank you for what you buy.
Great point.
Wow. Solid point.
Yep.
Maybe we should be concentrated on things like that for laws. All right. Here's another suggestion for an episode.
Okay, hear me out. Before the election, sudden death round, creepiest American president. You cannot discuss anything with the other person before you do it. Therefore, you can both bring in the same person, maybe by accident. But you still have to say like, oh, I brought a more convincing argument. The loser has to go campaign for their own votes out in public, like maybe where somebody's like, hey, vote Harris, like set up next to him, hand out creep off stickers and like vote for Vinnie or vote for Karl, but like, hey, I'm just trying to get more votes out there. You know, I lost the last election. So, I mean, I think that'd be fucking funny.
This guy's on meth.
Anyhow, thank you. Fuck you. Bye.
It sounds like a terrible idea.
I don't like any parts of this.
Haven't we done creepiest president before? I think we have.
Yeah, I think I brought Trump and you brought Biden and we argued.
Yeah, that sounds right. Speaking of arguing about dumb politics stuff, I see Vito Gesualdi is here in the chat.
Who?
Vito's up early today, hanging with us. And Vito, I have good news for you, sir. We're going to be doing a creep off. This hasn't been announced yet. We're doing the creep off live in Los Angeles at Vito's house. We're inviting all the creepos to come over and hang out at Vito's house, check out his catio, and do a live show there. So
Now,
looking forward to that.
I plan on setting up a meet and greet on the catio so people come get their picture with me.
Yep. I'll be drawing on t-shirts and selling them for $30 a piece.
And most importantly, we are going to be doing those fun, you know how you could go to a grave and you like put the piece of paper over and you could do like the etching.
Sure.
Over it. We're going to let you do that over Vito's house numbers. You could just come up and make a nice little thing.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah. Everybody come to Vito's house.
Thanks for being here, Vito. We'll see you soon.
Oh, see ya at the party, Vito. We had a guy who's making a phone call right here.
Hey, Vinny. Hey, Karl. Long-time listener, first-time caller. I own my own pool business, and I think it would be a good idea to do an episode on the creepiest pool guy. I'm not one myself, but I work around a lot of weird guys that just kind of look creepy. So please, for the love of God, do an episode on pool guys. Thanks.
I already got you beat if we do creepiest pool guy.
Mm-hmm.
My pool guy in Florida, listen to this. What a creep. The filter wasn't working well. And he goes, yeah, it's because it's too full. You got to drain some of the water. And I was like, you were here last week. Why did you do that? Can you believe that? Fucking creeps, man.
It was clogged up with cum.
Oh, yeah, I guess it could be creepier. Good point. Never mind. Let's not do pool guys. I like that little brag at the beginning, though. The guy owns a pool company. That's pretty cool.
If you own a company and you like to advertise on the creep off, I'll make it cheap for
Yes.
you. If you're an actual listener and you have a company and you're a creepo, I'd just tell everybody to go to your business.
We have a lot of pool buyers listening to this show. A lot of people jealous of Bob Levy or looking to get a new pool.
Karl, this was a message for you. I couldn't guess who it was from.
Lady K, you better stop talking about my fucking kids. I know you've been talking about my kids on your fucking Patreon. Some people have been sending me that you've been keep talking about me when I was in 2018. Thank you. Fuck you.
That's the worst imitation I've ever heard.
Love Vinnie Carlino.
Sir, I didn't listen to that in advance, but I saw what he was going for in the text description. So I was like, all right, we'll give this imitation a chance.
I like it. I'm down with it.
Fail. It's an F.
I laughed my
Hey,
ass
Karl,
off.
you got an opportunity coming up here to head to Rochester or from Ferndale to Gary, Indiana. I'm calling shotgun. Tim from Livonia. Give me a call. Bye.
Yeah, Saturday I don't have plans yet. Vinny.
Mm-hmm.
We can make a trip over to
I've
Gary.
been there. I stood on the steps. I took a picture with my middle finger from the Gary sign because I'm a real man. I'm not a pussy boy.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a Barawusa.
Oh, those are fighting words. I'll come over there.
Who won't go to Gary,
I
Indiana?
will come over there, Vinny. How dare you?
You puss.
You know that's my my weakness.
Carl, I can't go to Gary.
When someone calls me a
Indiana.
Barahusa, that's like in Back to the Future where they call Marty a chicken.
Yep.
That's my weakness right there. I'll just do whatever you tell me to after that.
You should really go to Gary.
We should go to the Celtics game instead.
I'm going to go to the Celtics game.
Are you
I
going to go?
don't want you to come and ruin it. How about the Celtics last night setting the NBA record for threes in a game? How about it?
How about it? Who are they playing? The WNBA?
Last night they played the Knicks.
Okay.
They whooped the shit out of them.
Nice.
29 threes.
Wow.
It's fucking incredible.
Does anyone play defense in the NBA anymore? Does anyone even challenge a shot anymore? Is it just
apparently not in New York?
Everyone's just taking target practice.
So I will definitely be going to the Celtics Pistons game Saturday night. Thank you for scheduling it this weekend. It worked out quite well.
Did you get your tickets yet?
I'm going to buy them later.
All right, let's talk about
There's
it.
a couple 100,000 available.
I know. I was on the Drew show yesterday. I go, I hear it's pretty easy to get tickets to a Pistons game. They're like, yeah. Plenty of seats available.
Yeah, like you could sit right on the Celtics bench. I think it's like $300. It's not bad.
Dude, you can actually play guard for the Pistons. It's like $500.
They pay you $500.
Right. They're like, you're got to be better than the guy we're starting. So go ahead.
They got me guarding Jaylen Brown. It's not going to go well.
That'd be
But
fun
couldn't
to
be any
watch.
worse than what would normally happen. It's the Pistons. Carl, I'm done with voicemails. You got any more?
I don't have any.
All right. Well, then I guess that means that we are pulling it home and we're going to do ourselves a little bit of a scum parade.
Scum Parade, take me on a raid of these fuck charades that these creeps have made. Scum Parade, Vinny and Karl gonna tell you about some fuck shit. Scum Parade, like stories of a kid fucked by his mom or dad, soaking up the blood of a cat. Scum Parade.
Let's see that dick.
Oh my.
A former Colorado funeral homeowner is accused of keeping a woman's corpse in a hearse in his backyard for over a year and hoarding the remains of over 30 cremated people. His name's Miles Horford. He's 34 years old.
So what this guy was doing,
he's
smoking ciggies all day long. And he's like, do I have an ashtray? No, but there's all these urns around. So he's just flicking his butt into all these little urns and then handing them over to family. It's like, here's Phil, here's Betty, here's Melissa.
I don't understand a lot of things about this story of what this man's intentions were, but basically, here's the gist. This guy's a deadbeat piece of shit, and he got thrown out of his place.
Okay.
The landlord comes by and starts going through and is finding cremated remains of people with the tags and shit on them all over the house.
For good luck?
That's not good luck. It's like Howard Stern with the cats. There's just dead cats everywhere.
There's dead cats everywhere in that mansion of his. It's not good.
Yeah, even his bedroom. And Beth's separate bedrooms.
Here's my question about this, Benny.
Sure.
I realize it's noteworthy, I guess. No one else is doing this, but why does anyone care? The people they interview in this article are just like, oh my God, it's so terrible. I thought that the ashes I had in my house were actually my mom, and it turns out we don't know what it is. Like, yeah, whatever, who cares? Wouldn't have made a difference.
And that's what blows my fucking mind. You do the job. The people are cremated.
Mm-hmm.
Did he just do the job late and gave him somebody else's?
Well, okay. Then keeping the dead body in the car for a year. The problem with this article is it answers none of the questions that I have about it.
Right. The cops show up at the scene because the landlord does not know what to do with human remains all over the fucking place. Even though they were cremated, still calls the police. There was an old hearse that didn't work anymore that the guy just left.
Oh, I thought he was driving around the town with the body in the back.
No, it was just
it wasn't
dead.
a carpool lane thing.
No.
Is the guy in like a black metal band maybe? So they need it for a music video?
This guy's not that cool.
Okay.
Just found her in the car. They went out there and they're looking around like, oh, this thing fucking smells.
Yeah.
And there she was. She wasn't even in a casket. She was just, the body was in the back.
Under a blanket or something.
Yeah.
Keep it warm.
Wrapped in a blanket.
Yeah.
With the coroner's tag still on her toe.
There's just no explanation for why this guy's behaving in this manner.
Yeah. It was a 63-year-old woman who died of Alzheimer's. Terrible disease. So this guy has been arrested, and this is what he's being charged with for this. Forgery, abuse of a corpse, and theft.
He stole the ashes from the people.
Apparently.
I guess you do charge a lot of money for that sort of thing.
I would like to know what ends up happening here. He was originally scheduled to appear for an arraignment and enter a plea on Friday, but it was rescheduled for December 9th, so I have no answers, Carl.
I hate the family members that are clutching their pearls in this article.
Redheaded Meg, keep an eye on this one. This
Yes.
is one for you.
Yeah, we need Colorado correspondent on this one.
We do. A glamorous Palm Beach stable owner, Carl, had a bit of a problem. I would like to introduce you to her. Isn't she lovely?
Oh, yeah. Look, she's loving life.
Her name's Amy Waters. She's 74 years old. Can you believe it?
She's not 74.
74 years old.
Looks amazing.
Looks phenomenal.
Loves animals.
Now, this happened in Wellington in Florida. Her and her friend Joe Hawk were found by police with several injuries Tuesday around 8 p.m. Now, she owns this stable, and her and this guy, Joe Hawk, are walking around, and she had a employee. She had this guy.
Okay.
His name is Jose Yasso, I believe. I'm sorry, Abudio Yasso. He's 56 years old. He was hired around
very
a month
racist
ago.
what you just said. He looks like a Jose. All right, let's just call him Jose. Why not?
I just read Jasso wrong because in my notes.
I understand.
Abundio Yasso, 56 years old. She hired him
right, yeah.
to I believe his name's Chimichanga. Fuck you, Carl. He's supposed to groom horses. He lived on the property in an RV, and she told deputies that their relationship was strained due to his frequent intoxication.
What? That's not their culture. That doesn't sound right.
Well, on Tuesday, the stable owner noticed that he had not completed his night check at the stable and approached him alongside her tenant, Joseph Hawk. When the 56-year-old opened the RV door, he reportedly shined a flashlight into their eyes and appeared to be under the influence. Waters and Hawk then went to finish the night check on their own. But as they were doing that, Yasso allegedly stormed into the stables moments later with a machete.
Dude, they're doing your job for you. Leave them alone. What's the problem here?
The problem is he used that to hack away at Mr. Hawk, and when he tried to protect Amy Waters there. But after an initial strike, the groomer was able to put that guy down pretty quick and got a hold of Waters and did what her surgeon did not. He chopped off her nose with a machete.
Gave her the old Artie Lang treatment. Just your nose is donezo.
Yeah, gone. Hawk again intervened but was struck multiple times, sustaining deep cuts in his arms and his rib cage. The pair eventually managed to escape into a locked room in the barn where Waters called 911. You know what? I just thought of another episode, Dave.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Got your nose.
Got your nose. That's perfect. The crazy thing about this article is the headline is woman gets her nose macheted off her face.
Yeah.
Like that's the big news in this. You have to go 10 paragraphs in to find out that Hawk dude actually took the brunt of the beating with this machete, but it's just not as funny as getting your nose cut off. So they don't barely even mention it.
Yeah. Man almost murdered by machete. Lady got her nose chopped off.
That people are clicking on that one. They're not clicking on man almost murdered and deep abrasions and bleeds out.
Hero.
Right.
Hero man, by
Yes.
the way.
Do you need a machete to groom horses? Why does he even have that?
And listen, by the way, who's stepping in? This busybody Joe Hawk is stepping in the middle of a conflict between an employer and an employee. That's what you
true.
get.
Does he work for HR? Is he in the HR department? You know, you'd think that an employee who lives on the property in an RV would be more trustworthy than this. I'm surprised.
I'll do it if you give me a place to park.
Bad hiring practices.
Agreed. So he's been charged with 2 counts of first-degree attempted premeditated murder. I don't know if anything's premeditated here, other than maybe the nose thing. I feel like he had to think about it.
Well, he did chase after them. He could have just closed the door and gone back to drinking. Instead, he got out with his machete and chased after them. So that's probably the part where he was meditating.
Yeah.
Carl,
I believe we may have spoken about this guy, Alison Takis Escobar.
Okay.
This is him right here. He's out in California, and he was convicted of murder.
Is that Iraq? He looks so innocent.
Well, he's not innocent. He is very guilty and has been convicted.
Oh, okay.
So here's what he did. He murdered his girlfriend on Christmas Eve.
She's probably being uppity.
He tortured her and tattooed her with what authorities described as degrading words.
So they never tell you what the words were. He tattooed her chest. He's torturing her for a weekend, having a grand old time. Got a tattooing kit, home tattoo kit, my first tattoo kit. And he's using that on her. Probably got a Toys R Us or something. He's tattooing. And they never explain in the article what he tattooed. So, of course, we have to speculate.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe he wrote like dummy. Something silly like that.
Dumb broad, he wrote on there.
What about like silly pants? Maybe he's tattooing silly pants on her chest. That'd be fun.
Well,
how about this?
Are you assuming that he got the Fisher Price tattoo gun?
Yeah.
Okay. For Christmas?
How about this? How about like he just tattooed toothy blowjob on her chest? Like that'll teach you. Get your teeth in there.
It's a warning to all the rest of the guys that are going to fuck your corpse. Because I'm going to murder you now. So he tormented this woman. Let me tell you how you know it's bad. Forcibly tattooing someone and killing them is terrible.
Yeah.
But let me just tell you the 9 felony counts that he got. First-degree murder, torture, kidnapping, aggravated mayhem.
Okay.
Assault with a deadly weapon, possession of child pornography, by the way.
How is this guy not already in prison? Oh, it's California. That's right.
And inflicting corporal injury to a current or former co-inhabitant.
Yes, this woman wasn't the first one he tortured, apparently. This guy's a problem. This guy might be like the worst person ever. I don't know how this is just a Scum Parade story.
Well,
this guy's a menace.
I should have saved this for Christmas, shouldn't I?
Maybe. People will forget. I'll forget.
I'll call him for Christmas.
Okay.
All right, we'll save the rest of that story. There's not much to it, but his ex-girlfriend came out and says that he got her pregnant at 17, forced her to have an abortion, which is, I don't know what you should do. You don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a good idea.
You don't want to leave your kid with a 17-year-old for an extended period of time.
This guy probably wouldn't be father of the year. It probably was a smart move. But God, I hate the color of your shirt, Vinny. Because your beard is getting so long, when you step back, I can't see your collar, and it looks like you're no, put your head down. Yeah. It looks like I'm looking at your chest and stomach when you stay. Yeah. And every now and then I'm like, is he a flasher? It's getting real creepy over here. Your skin colored t-shirt.
It's like a purplish color.
Yeah. Well, the lighting. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It just freaks me out every now and again when I look over at you.
Hey there, kids. You want to see something?
It's like we're already the creep up. Now we're gonna start showing nipples. It's creepy enough on here.
So he's been convicted. He has not been sentenced yet, but I'm glad that this guy is behind bars, Carl.
Yeah, he seems like a problem.
No.
I just wish I knew what he tattooed on his girlfriend. If anyone has that information, please call into our voicemail line. Or if you want to speculate on it, call into our voicemail line. Let us know what you think he tattooed.
I'll tell you what I called a girl once that was really degrading, and boy, was she bad. Poop breath. Called a girl poop breath once at elementary school, and she was not pleased.
She didn't like that?
Well, we didn't like her breath.
Was she making out with you? Is that why?
No, just lunchtime. She called me fat. I called her poop breath.
Okay.
And just kept it going.
It'd be funny if like she ate your asshole out and then you call her that.
Speaking of assholes,
look at this sweetie.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to look right into this.
Wow, we finally found
eyes.
someone with a worse dye job than Stuttering John. Holy shit. Sarah's atrocious.
One of these days he's going to show with his hair that color.
Yeah.
I've always been a redhead. Everybody knows it. This woman is 36 years old, believe it or not. She's behind bars. She allegedly contacted a 10-year-old child over Roblox, I believe.
Yep.
Or some type of social media video game platform. And she instructed the child on how to kill his newborn baby or his newborn baby sibling.
Yeah. So it turns out that Shuli's interactions with 10-year-olds is pretty tame in comparison to what this woman's up to.
Yeah, this is Tara Alexis Sykes. She was taken into custody last week and charged with 1 count of attempted murder while engaged in aggravated child abuse. Now, this is a crazy story. She's talking to this kid regarding the 2-month-old sibling that they now have. This is a 10-year-old child.
Okay. 10-year-old child playing video games
He's
online.
like, oh, man, I hate that I have a 2-month-old brother or sister.
Yeah.
It takes all the attention. So here's what you got to do. Let me give you a list of ways you can handle this. You could drown them in a bathtub.
Sure.
You
But 2 months old can't swim.
Yeah, you could burn the infant with scalding water.
Oh, yeah. We've talked about that already.
And that's only a misdemeanor.
Right.
Only
Yeah,
a
go for
misdemeanor.
it.
Now, you could also maybe just drop the kid on the floor.
Ooh, that worked? I thought they bounced. I thought they just bounced right back.
And then she instructed the 10-year-old on how to kill the adults in the house.
Okay.
That the 10-year-old was
They're going to be
temporarily living with.
snitches. Yep. Smart.
You can simply cut their throats with a knife.
Okay, that'll do it.
You can burn their house down by dousing the bed sheets with aerosol spray and setting them on fire.
Oh, gosh. That's horrific.
So they said that the kid did drop the child on the floor.
All right. So who is this 10-year-old who's following these instructions? What is going on here, Benny?
Carl. I think this is like a child who's in some type of custody.
Yeah, this kid
like
ain't
a
right.
Foster kid.
This boy ain't right, huh?
The kid went so far as to douse the sheets with aerosol spray, but the child was ultimately unable to carry out the instructions.
Unable or unwilling? That's my question for you.
So
where there's a will, there's a way.
They start looking into this, and the cops start reading these chats back and listening to these chats, and they're like, oh my fucking God, we got to go find this woman.
Is anyone having more fun playing video games than this woman? She is just hooting it up over there. You know what else would be fun is if you set your parents' bed on fire. Let me tell you how to do that.
Well, she's 36 years old and has a 14-year-old.
Okay.
So she was a young mom, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, earlier this year, her and her husband were both arrested because they were letting a 20-year-old fuck their 14-year-old, and the 14-year-old got pregnant.
So they didn't teach the 14-year-old about safe sex. I see what the problem is here.
Maybe if you stop parenting other people's kids and parenting your own, you won't have these problems.
Yeah, I wonder what would happen once this pregnant 14-year-old gives birth to this kid. All right, let me tell you some parenting lessons that I've been instructing other people online with.
The parents also allegedly threatened to kill the 20-year-old who impregnated the daughter if that person's grandmother did not pay them $10,000.
That's reasonable.
Which authorities said she did.
See,
so
that's reasonable.
They didn't go to the cops about this 20-year-old fucking the 14-year-old. They just went and got themselves paid while she's on their fucking new Switch talking to a 10-year-old, telling them how to murder a 10-month-old baby and how to burn the fucking house down and slice people's throats.
She's a wackadoo, I believe is what they call that. That's a wacky lady right there.
Not a good time. Not a
No.
good time. And I apologize. The kid did not drop the 10-month-old.
I thought he did.
Did he?
Yeah, I think he killed his younger sibling. That's why she's under arrest for.
Oh yeah, that's right.
murder.
The child was dropped on the floor in the kitchen by the 10-year-old. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I thought I
that's
misread
that's
my
what's so
notes.
crazy about this. I don't know what the law is. Obviously, you've seen me on this show many times, not knowing what the fuck the law is. But how is she under arrest for something she told a 10-year-old to do? The 99.999% of 10-year-olds just be like, I'm not going to do that, lady. What are you talking about? That's crazy. Why is she under arrest for this? I shouldn't say anything about what I might do. I'm just wondering why she's culpable in this. Like, for example, he did spray the aerosol on the bed, but didn't light it on fire.
Right.
Could she be arrested for attempted murder?
She was.
Well, only because this kid died. If no one died, no one's checking out these chat logs. No one gives a shit. People say crazy shit when they're playing video games.
Yeah, and a kid's dead, and then he's like, "Well, who told you to do it?" Creepy lady 72 on fucking Roblox told me how to do it.
Daughter Preggers 58.
The 10K bandit.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway, crazy story. I'll give you that. When I read that story we did right before this with the guy torturing his girlfriend, and he had all these other girlfriends come out and say that he tortured them too, and he had CP, and he's tattooing things out of this girl. I'm like, usually it escalates, it gets crazier and crazier. How are we going to beat this one? And there you have it.
It's the Creep Off, baby.
There you have it. We've done it again.
Don't forget to vote at thecreepoff.com this week. When you go there, you could find links to our Patreon. You could find links to our Supercast. You could find links to our social media. You could also find our voicemail number. You call us and leave us a voicemail. We love to hear from you. And I'm going to let you guys know right now that for you Patreon members, we are going to be putting up the official poll for our next Hall of Fame candidate.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I have tabulated all the nominations. I've looked it all through, and I will be putting those up in the next 24 hours. So keep an eye out.
Actually, we've had some very good Hall of Fame episodes recently on our Patreon. Of course, Maddox went in there. Got to go back to Vince McMahon.
Yep.
Great episode. We've had some follow-ups with that.
I'll tell you which one intrigued me, because I'm terrified to do this one because I think we'll both end up dead. But the Clintons were nominated.
Oh, I'm not touching that one for.
I think I can't. I don't think I can put them on the poll until at least one of them dies.
Too bad we can't get the late great Norm Macdonald on to guest with us to talk about what the Clintons have been up to. You ever see that clip of him on The View?
Oh yeah,
it's one of the greatest things
How
ever.
come nobody's asking?
One of the best. appearances ever.
Dude, Norm is the greatest. I love it when my favorite Norm appearance was when he was on Letterman, and Letterman was like, "Why aren't you mad at Lorne Michaels?" He's like, Lorne's a good guy. And he just kept doing it to fucking trigger Dave. It was great. Bye, guys. Who gives a shit? Terrible story to end the show. My bad. Can't do Norm justice. I'll never be able to. It's my fault. Got anything else you want to say, asshole?
Yeah, I think it's nice to be important.
It's more important to be nice.
Gagia.
Goodbye.
Ain't only raping children.